Okay, so coincidentally, just as we were leaving the main lodge there, and I turned it off, Quapow! One of them nailed their paddles after I was in the water. That's a distress call to anything in the area, but then I assume it was the same beaver had made its way down the down the river and maybe 30 yards, and I heard another splash. Not a big one. Maybe it was another beaver that came off the shore and we didn't see it. Anyway, I wanted to show you. Dude, get out of there before you get your butt dangled up. So what I got here is that's my number one attractor right there. I told you that's my bobcat fly. And what we got here is bait. This here is what the beavers like. They like cottonwood, green twigs. And I got a lot of them here because they have really worked all the saplings down to almost nothing now. So, not too far there. And then I have a little concoction of corn and peanut butter and anise oil. And the anise oil is a major attractant, and I squirt that onto my other bobcat fly, which you can see I've got 2 leg hold traps there. So those are pretty good for beaver. Maybe I'm kind of thinking one of them should be back further, but because you like to catch them in their back leg versus their front. So if you have it a little deeper, like where that crossbar is, they might swim over the top, press their feet about where these are, their front feet, and their back feet will hit the ground there. That really disables their ability to swim because their back feet have the webbed feet. And anyway, probably wasn't the best spot to put this because, like I said, there's another lodge here. This is the one that I think is a bachelor lodge. The main dam is right there. It's a long sucker. Look at that thing. It's over 100 feet long. So it goes diagonal, and it's an easy 4 feet, 5 feet, 4 feet high right there. So these beavers have done a lot of work to keep this all dammed up, and that's why it holds so many. But as I said, they're starting to they're having to travel further and further. They don't like these tamaracks to eat. I've noticed. You don't see any of them really chewed up. But like you can see right up there, there's a cottonwood that's been gnawed on and hauled off. And but that's not quite a sapling either. They hit all the saplings first. Anyhow, this was a nice runway, and you could see its trail went like that. And the lodge, even this could be where a whole nother colony is. Look how big this lodge is right here. So they come in underneath all those tamaracks that are laid out there. And that's to protect them from predators and everything. And then they've got a burrow that makes it all the way underneath. And that big mound right there is hollow. And that can hold up to a dozen beavers. But typically a colony is 7 to 8. 6 to 8 rather, from what I read. So I've got my bait in there. I've got my sticks. All that's left is to possibly put some more of these guard sticks. That just makes them go underneath here rather than come around. Betters your chances for them to step on to those. And when they're in the water, the best part is you don't have to worry about them freezing closed. You don't have to worry about covering them with dirt and having dirt freeze if it's too wet, anything like that. And they don't seem to mind seeing one of those. So that's also good news. So I'm just gonna grab some more of this bait here. It's kind of funny calling these sticks bait. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and give them a good healthy dosage right there. And that, my friend, is how you get beavers. I'll come back tonight, late night, and I bet I got a beaver in there. I bet I got a beaver in there. Just saying. While I'm here, I'm going to move. This is always dangerous because you can set one of these off, and that's not ideal if you were to. If I can maybe get this sucker. Ooh, I just about triggered it. This is a little harder than it looked like it was gonna be. Okay. Good news is more likely to get a back foot. Bad news is it's a little deeper, and I'm not sure that I'll be able to coax a bobcat or a coyote to step in there. I did have some stuff on top of here, but it has fallen off apparently, which means it just rolled. Get a little more of that castor scent up there. Let me get a bobcat in there. I want to make sure there's not going to be any obstructions in there that are going to cause those traps not to fire. And as I'm looking at this, I'm starting to think that maybe this might be hard to get a predator to actually go in there. But you know what? The number one thing is I'm really going after these beavers, although bobcat is worth it.
Extended network. Verizon Wireless.
Alright, stupid Verizon Wireless. That's that. This has become a long video, longer than I would have liked. That didn't work too well. It's hard to work these cameras, stay scent free and latex gloves and everything. Alright, over and out from the St. Charles River, Pueblo, Colorado. Beautiful day to be out, wouldn't you say, Duke? Pete? Should we go hit our next spot? I've got some traps that were already set. And those traps are set for bobcat and coyote. I didn't put any traps in the water, but I plan to move those if they were unsuccessful. I put a bunch of venison chunks and bones and some scraps from deer I shot on some fallen dead branches that put them up in the air 3-4 feet, and to carry that scent. And then I put some traps in the ground around it. I did a little pit with a rock over it, one of the famous ways to set one of those leg hole traps. And hopefully I got a dog or a feline would be fabulous. And you never know, there could be some activity with the beavers over there, because there were some pigs there. It's a very deep hole. So I'm signing off, and my next video will be from further down the road at Burnt Mill. Adios.